Leaders of the first ever European Jewish Parliament are back in Israel for a second time since the inauguration of their elected body in February. Spearheaded by Ukrainian Jewish businessman Vadim Rabinovich, the EJP aims to represent the views of Jews living in both Western and Eastern Europe. Voters in 47 countries chose 120 parliament members online. EJP chairmen Rabinovich and Rubinfeld met with a number of Israeli lawmakers at the Knesset. They believe what happens in Israel is now being used to justify attacks against Jews.
We see today that the anti-Semitism in Europe, it's the new form of anti-Semitism. It's this kind of anti-Semitism that replaced the Jewish as an individual with the Jewish as a state. So there is an interconnection, a natural interconnection.
During their first visit, EJP leaders met with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and then opposition leader Tzipi Livni. This time, Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman made time for them.
It was a very friendly meeting that we had yesterday with Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman. We discussed about various issues, international issues, about also the declaration of Lady Ashton. You know that we launched 1 week ago a petition calling to EU chief diplomat to apologize or to resign about comments following the anti-Semitic terrorist attack in Toulouse.
EU Foreign Policy Chief Catherine Ashton drew angry responses from Lieberman and Prime Minister Netanyahu when she seemed to draw a parallel between the terrorist attack at the Jewish school and the Israeli army's response to militant rocket fire from Gaza, saying both events lead to the death of children. Israeli leaders warned that a terrorist who gunned down a rabbi and 3 Jewish children and the unintended deaths of Palestinian kids during Israeli defense operations are not moral equivalents. In a statement, Ashton later denied that she drew any parallels and said her words were grossly distorted. The fact that the Toulouse terrorist Mohammed Merah justified his shooting spree at the Jewish school as revenge for the death of Palestinian children reminds Rabinovich and Rubinfeld that they have their work cut out for them.
What happened here today in Israel, we have the repercussion the next day in Brussels, in Paris, in London, in Warsaw, and in all European countries. So it's very important, the link is very deep.
On the sidelines of the EJP's political meetings, Vadim Rabinovich was honored by the mayor of Jerusalem for his charitable contributions to the revival of the old city's Jewish quarter. This plaza, which is perched over a stunning view of the Kotel or Wailing Wall, will now be called Rabinovich Square. Many dignitaries thanked Rabinovich for his dedication to helping the city of Jerusalem. The poorest city in Israel is in the midst of a makeover. The climax came when Mayor Nir Barakat unveiled the official city street sign.
It's a fantastic day. I'm very happy to see what has happened here. It is a great honor. I'm very glad that the importance of the European Jewish Parliament has once again been underlined.
Rabinovich funded the construction of this menorah, a life-size replica of the candelabra Jewish biblical sources say stood in the second Jewish temple more than 2,000 years ago. Reconstructed strictly according to the biblical guidelines, the menorah contains 45 kilograms of 24-karat gold and weighs 1/2 ton.
What Vadim Rabinovich from Kiev does for the old city, for the Jewish people here, he built a wonderful synagogue that called Hurva that was destroyed by the Palestinians 3 times, and now is one of the nicest synagogues. People are praying there, full with people, tourists, and now he planned to build the second one, here not far from the Kotel, from the Wailing Wall.
The Hurva Synagogue, located just a 5-minute walk from Rabinovich Square, now looks as it did when it was built in the 18th century.
Reviving the Hurva is not only a mitzvah of building the city of Jerusalem, it's actually strengthening the spine and the spirit of Jews around the world to see how the old city of Jerusalem is being rejuvenated, both physically and mentally. So for us in the municipality and me as mayor, David is a great example, role model for people to copy. And we're here to thank him and honor him.
The Jewish-Ukrainian businessman and media mogul seemed moved by the ceremony in Jerusalem's Old City, but soon he scurried off to his next EJP meeting. Vadim, Rabinovich, and Joel Rubinfeld say that Israel will be a frequent stop on their tour of duty for the European Jewish Parliament. They want to strengthen the ties between the Jews of Europe and the State of Israel and increase the cooperation and dialogue on pressing issues to both communities, like the rise of anti-Semitism and anti-Israel sentiment. Jordana Miller, JN1, Jerusalem.